Hello and welcome to Random Packet Loss. My name is Kim Maxi, and today we have round 5, game 2 at the Game vs Cancer Random ID tournament. So we have on the left Laurie Poultry playing Industrial Genomics, and on the right we have Charlie playing Quetzel. So I've already seen Laurie play this deck earlier, so we know it's basically it's a standard Ronin kill combo using things like Chair and Hero, Bioethics, Dedication Ceremony to just, set up a untrashable kill combo and, kill the runner. So here, starting out with 2 emotes on Ice and HQ. This could be nothing in Archives, unfortunately, so you're not going to up those trash costs. There's a Breaker Bay on R&D. But Charlie's just going to start setting up Wildside. Wildside would be good here because you need to keep the cards in hand up to be able to deal with these things, especially things like hostile infrastructure and all the rest. So Laurie's just drawing up here. It's possible that he's going to draw up to then pitch stuff in Archives. Or is he... No, it looks like he's on hand size. So we don't know what those face downs are yet. And unfortunately, Charlie is not on Wizard, so trashing is going to become quite expensive very quickly. Looks like he's not bothering checking stuff right now. You do kind of have to at some point, because if Laurie can just get the correct arrangement of cards on the table and then just win using that. So, well, there's a Faust, so it means that Charlie won't need credits to break ice. Which will help a bit, but he's going to really need to find some econ soon. Yeah, so just getting more remotes. Oh, no, sorry, that's 1 remote. So that's almost undoubtedly a hostile infrastructure on a Breaker Bay. I'm kind of wondering if Laurie should just res that, just on the off chance that Charlie trashes something out of R&D. I mean, we all know it's a hostile infrastructure, and why not get a little bit of extra value off it? But this is starting the lock. It's so brutal having to go and trash a hostile infrastructure first. Costing you 5 credits and then taking net damage anyway. It's just and you have to trash the Breaker Bay as well, so it's 7 credits just to trash that whole thing. Triple static, probably not going to be needed much this game unless Laurie needs to kill some currents. I don't know if Charlie's running Employee Strike. Would definitely be helpful, though at the moment Laurie isn't pitching anything in Archives, which is a little odd, but I'm guessing he thinks that the remotes are taxing enough at the moment that he doesn't need to. Well, he's waiting until he can maybe ice Archives to make that a little bit better. Okay, yeah, so we're getting some trashes now. So there's 2 cards in Archives. That's going to make everything very expensive to trash unless Charlie decides to run Archives. Now, here's a bit of money. This is kind of the trouble. You kind of need to be a little bit teched towards these sorts of decks. IG is kind of suffering at the moment because Temujin Wiz is kind of just really good against these sorts of decks, and all the tech that makes Temujin Wiz good against CTM, i.e. Employee Strike and or Slums, also is really good against IG, which is why you don't tend to see these decks so much in like the standard meta, even though they were a bit of a force to be reckoned with around sort of regional season and even at nationals. So I can see a Ronin in Laurie's hand. He's kind of in a position now to really sort of set this up. He's icing up Archives. to make. Yeah, so I can't see Charlie trashing anything anytime soon. His deck just does not have the economy. This thing I was like, he probably didn't feel he needed much economy because, you know, Faust doesn't cost credits, so why do you need to? But unfortunately, losing those Whizbucks is brutal. But Charlie's being very canny here, guessing that there's going to be a quick in there, and installs David first. Just good, because getting one of those free installs would be quite bad. Though clearly not the worst, because those cards were obviously not considered important enough by Laurie to, you know, keep in hand and install. Okay, well, here's a Liberated. This is going to be good. We'll see if he'll start checking remotes now that this Liberated is down. But nothing so far. There haven't that many remotes so far from Laurie. There's only got 3. I think probably the correct move from Charlie at this stage would be to try and... Oh, there's more. Well, let's get a bit out of our hand now, but I think you do really need to get that hostile off the board so you can just start checking things and trashing them. It's just... that is going to cost you 7 credits to trash the hostile and the Breaker Bay. And you have to trash the Breaker Bay, because if you don't, then Laurie can just install another hostile on the Breaker Bay, and you taxed him basically nothing. Or you can just go on a medium adventure. It's not the worst plan against these decks. I feel like, I mean, Laurie certainly has enough face downs so that if those are, you know, the correct combination of face downs, Laurie can just win. Okay, so we're getting a Jackson here, so maybe Laurie's a little bit flooded, or maybe just wants to accelerate his draw a bit more. Certainly, getting more face downs would not be at all bad for Laurie if he wants to draw up and discard down. Yeah, there's a shock there. Okay, so looks like there are a few agendas. So there's a shock there as well. So yeah, so hit Jackson a few times. Force, just, you know, dump a few things in archives. So what he does with his last click. So let's think about it. Now that that medium's on the table, it's possible that he'll want to find some ice for R&D, because that is a possible win condition for Charlie here. And Laurie kind of needs to keep this game locked down. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. The advantage of being Quetzel here is that Charlie doesn't need to worry about vanillas, and Laurie probably just won't bother installing them. I mean, to us with Faust on the table, vanilla's not really much of a problem anyway. But, you know, not having to pay that one card is good. Oh, Rumor Mill. Nice play from Charlie here. So, yeah, so Laurie did not respect Rumor Mill, and therefore we'll see if... see if Charlie will check archives here and reap the rewards if there are any in there. Also, he didn't. That's interesting. Like, I would have thought that if you're going to play Rumor Mill there, you want to check archives after Jackson, because Laurie... I mean, I guess Laurie probably discarded the Cerebral Static earlier, so... But, you know, it's giving Laurie a chance to kind of find a current or find a way to cycle things, but it looks like it didn't happen. At the same time, Rumor Mill's just a nice thing to have out, because that will shut off Chemin Hero, it will shut off Genetics Pavilion. So a couple of key pieces in this deck. And Charlie's got a nice draw engine going, so he's fairly safe. I'm still very tempted to check archives here and then perhaps go fishing, but again, Charlie probably doesn't really have the just sheer credit economy he needs to start trashing stuff. As soon as he tries to trash stuff, Laurie will res that hostile, and all of a sudden that becomes problematic. So yeah, so Charlie's going to run archives here, see what we get. Ooh! Spicy, spicy. Well, luckily those fetals will not fire out of archives. He'll still need to pay 2 credits each to steal them. But that's fine. We'll also take 2 net off the shocks, but again, I think that's fine. Stealing 4 points of agendas is huge right now, because that means that Charlie is 1 future perfect away from victory. Or indeed, like, you know, 2 food. But yeah, so Laurie has to be worried now, because all of a sudden Charlie's potentially 1 random access away from winning this game. And also, you know, archives is not the place Laurie wants those fetals to be seen. Fetal can be like horrendously taxing if accessed out of R&D, but out of archives, that net damage subroutine does not fire. Not subroutine? That net damage ability does not fire. So, again, I'm not sure if Charlie's going to try and, you know, check remotes at this point. It's probably not even worth... Well, I don't know. It's possibly not worth even bothering with the hostile at this point and just resigning yourself to losing a card every time you trash something. I'm just not sure if... Dirty Laundry and Jackson. Nice. Yeah, I'm not sure if Charlie really has the credit economy to contest that hostile, but possibly with his draw engine has the cards to just take it to the face. I possibly would have trashed Jackson there. I mean, Laurie didn't seem to res the hostile for some reason. But again, you know, it's 3 credits. But you know, if that room mill goes, that Jackson could do a lot of work for Laurie. So Laurie's really going to be trying... Oh, he tries checking now. I mean, we'll kind of see if... I mean, look, Charlie hasn't checked anything so far, so Laurie is quite possibly just thinking he can just put down all of the cards he wants. Oh, he didn't... Oh, I thought he was running a remote, but clearly he isn't, just running HQ. There's Vanilla, Quetzel. Thing, and a quick. That's fine, that's 2 cards. This is getting... No Black Orchestra or anything. So, 2 cards to Faust. Sorry, that's not HQ, that's R&D, what am I talking about? A plus commentary. Oh, he is installing the Black Orchestra. That's interesting. I mean, oh, there's a fetal. Well, I guess he's worried about this. Like, he can't really afford to lose 2 cards because that could put him well in kill range. So yeah, Charlie's now definitely 1 card away from winning this. Well, 1 access. If he can access one of the GFIs, he is laughing. I assume that Laurie's running GFI. Most of these decks do. Or indeed that Philotic that Laurie just drew. I imagine he'll be just shoving that on the bottom. It's probably the safest place for it. Oh, Charlie just, you know, checks that Sensi. Sensi's just such a good card in these decks. Well, it's a good card in basically any deck. But hopefully Charlie will trash that next turn. Do you realize the plan of just running R&D and with medium is not the worst in the world? If he can get... So it's costing him either 2 cards or 3 credits to get through the quick. So that's probably... Yeah, it's worth it. Like, you know, next turn, see 2 cards of R&D. Agenda density is probably fairly... Actually, no, Laurie hasn't been jacking things back, but... Charlie's got to wonder if, you know, those agendas were in R&D or HQ here. So Laurie's going to, you know, still another remote. Must be close to a kill combo at this point. Charlie just drew the film critic. That is quite significant here. I mean, I think you install it, but just to deal with... Yeah, so he installs it. So now he can deal with Future Perfect. That is... Yeah, so Charlie's actually in a very strong position here. Just the question is it too little too late? Does Laurie have the kill combo at this point? Charlie's not... Oh, let's letting the Sensi live. It's too much, man. I guess Charlie's going all in on the just, you know, try and access the cards before the combo goes off plan. Which I guess is reasonable with his economic position. Kind of wish I knew what those face downs were so I'd know kind of how close Laurie was. I mean, so he needs... He's probably got a rolling down, and he probably has a dedication in hand at this point, which will be... He can spend 3 clicks to deal 3 net damage. So in addition to that, he would need, say, a Chairman Hero to make Charlie's maximum hand size 3, and a Bioethics. That would be... If Laurie has those 3 cards, then... he can just kill Charlie in 1 turn. Either that or, you know, 3 bioethics would do it. The other option is to, you know, start trying to tax out Charlie's cards by Buzzing Genetics Pavilion, but to be honest, Charlie hasn't really been using more than 2 cards a turn anyway. I'm really thinking about this. I do enjoy these kinds of decks, the sort of the kill combo decks at times. It does feel like a huge puzzle. It can be a bit... it can feel a bit crap to play against if you're not really in on the puzzle, because it sometimes feels like you just lose out of nowhere, but when kind of both players are sort of aware of what the game is, it can be a really sort of interesting game of sort of combo versus dismantling the combo. Well, more remotes. So I'm not entirely sure what Charlie's plays here. I feel like he'll probably want to just go for the run R&D for 2 cards, and then yeah, looks like that's what he's doing. Because if one of those, at this point, any agenda will win in the game. Even Future Perfect, he can just shove on Film Critic. Breaker Bay is not what he wants to see. Don't know what that is, but it's not an agenda. Okay. I mean, the question, like, Charlie's not been checking remotes. Laurie could well have just installed them. Yeah, it looks like Charlie's just taken some credits. Yeah, I think Laurie's got it. Yeah, so Charlie's going to be down to... so discard down to 3 cards. No bioethics, though, by the looks of it. Unless there's a window after discard but before like end of turn to res bioethics. I'm not entirely sure how these timing structures work. It's hunting for something. Okay, yeah, so there is a bioethics. Yeah, okay, yeah, so this is what I was talking about. And now he probably just needs the... He has the dedication Ronin hand. Just enough credits by the looks of it. There's going to trigger the Sensi for all it matters at this stage. Yep, there's the Ronin. Dedication, advance, 3 net damage, and that's the game. Man, yeah, this is what this deck does. It murders you. I do wonder if there are any agendas on the table. I don't know if Laurie's the sort of person just to kind of install naked agendas. Oh, there what looks like there might have been a Velotic on the table. That's another kill option for Laurie, actually, if Charlie... I don't know, actually, because if Charlie ends his turn on less than 3 cards, then Ronan would kill him anyway, but maybe he just thought it was safer on the table than in hand, because Charlie just wasn't checking them. And I think that I mean, Charlie did very well considering, but I think that it's very difficult just to race these decks and just hope that they don't find their combo in time. Especially when you got like Sensi's and all that, which just accelerate that whole game plan. But no, yes, very interesting game. So until next time, I've been Kieran Maxi, this has been Random Packet Loss, and thank you very much for watching.